Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Help Nobody Told Me. As you can see or hear, we have our whole team together today. I'm Shannon Johnson with Berkshire Hathaway. My partner is here.
Jasmine Shapiro.
And we have the man of silver,
Jordan Kagan.
And super
Mindy
organized
Leonard.
faces, yes. Mindy Leonard. So this is our senior resource team. And we thought it was time for us to do a little update so that you know what's going on in our businesses, the things that we've learned recently, not only from the podcast, but things that are going on in our businesses and our lives that might be a life lesson for you. Who knows?
Right.
Let's just see how this goes. One of the things that Jasmine and I talked about is a couple of transactions that we've had recently that have been really interesting. And why don't you talk about what led up to our so rewarding text we got on Mother's Day?
Yes. We had this is our why. This is why we love what we do. We had a client 4 years ago. He moved here from out of state, and he was recently divorced, kind of had ruined his credit, and wanted to be in a really good school district for his children. He has 3 kids. And he was only able to afford so much. We found him a condo, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. He lived there for 4 years. His kids are now 4 years older, right? He saved up money, he cleaned his credit, and he was able now to buy a house. But he wanted to stay in this elementary school district, which is a very, very
restricted.
That's, talk about parameters, right?
Yes.
That's teeny.
Shannon and I literally drove the neighborhood. We wrote handwritten notes to, we wrote down the
addresses of houses we thought that might be right for him.
Yeah,
because we didn't just want to blanket the whole neighborhood.
Right.
This is a single school
elementary school, not high school, elementary school.
Right, so it's even smaller than a high school district would be. Right.
And we had him on a search, and a house came available in the private network, and we spotted it immediately. We knew the listing agent.
Because you're so well connected. That's why.
We reached out to the listing agent and said, we need to get him in. And he said, we'll be the first.
Yeah, I'll get you in. You'll be the first ones to see it. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what connections do. That's why you need a realtor who has connections.
Yes. So last Wednesday he closed on it.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, when he went for the actual showing, he brought his 3 kids. I had never met his kids before. And they were running around the house. His daughter said, I never had my own room.
Oh.
Like, they were picking out which bedroom would be theirs.
It was the sweetest thing.
So it's really sweet. So they moved in last weekend, last Sunday.
Well, even the day that they closed on their house, the kids were like, Dad, can we spend the night in the empty house today? We'll just take our sleeping bags.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to move for the weekend.
How about we buy our pizza and we go eat there tonight?
Yeah.
We'll have a picnic on the floor.
That's the best.
Let's sleep in our beds tonight.
But then last Sunday he texted us and he said, I just want you to know we moved in. This is a dream come true. And that was just the best.
And on Mother's Day you received
it.
Yes.
Yeah, no. But, how special.
Yes.
But that's why we do this.
Right.
Those are the kinds of stories that we remember. It's not the biggest sale. It's not all of that, those accolades. It's those kind of experiences that make it memorable, that make it special to us.
And he felt safe with us, and he knew that if he came back to us 4 years later, we stayed in touch with him, but he wanted us to help, and represent him on this next stage in his life.
Yes, so it was just a great experience.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Those are the best stories, right?
They are.
You have another story about a buyer that there was a multiple offer situation.
We had clients moving here from out of state, and they had a tight time frame. And if you're listing from out of state, here in the Chicagoland area, we still have a very low supply. There's very low inventory in real estate. So if you're in a what we call affordable price point, it's still hard to get a home. So
because you have so many people all vying for these same homes in that price point.
Your record number of offers that you've been part of for the same house, how many offers?
probably over 20.
Over
at
20,
at
yeah,
one
like
point, at the
especially
height
right
of the
after
market.
COVID,
Yeah.
yeah. But recently,
This particular one, they had looked at a few homes, and they found one that was really great home. This was a couple that wasn't looking for everything to be 100% done. They want to put their own spin on it. They want to be able to walk in and do some work and make it their own. So that made it, an inch easier than it would have been if they wanted all the bells and whistles. But they were okay with the fixer-upper. So they found a home. We put an offer in. We got the message that there were multiple offers. And I believe Jasmine got them in first. I didn't go to the first showing. But they were the first ones to see the house. Yes, because there wasn't even a sign in the ground yet.
we were doing a video showing, and I got there, and there was a woman coming out of the garage, and I said, "Are you moving? Because here I am at the address, but there's no sign in the ground." And she was there, and she said yes, but I thought the listing wasn't going live till tomorrow. I showed her my showing confirmation. Go ahead, showed the home.
So video showing, they hadn't even been in it yet. We find out that there are multiple offers, so we sweetened our deal. And this is where it's really important to have a realtor that understands how to put together an offer. Because we made sure that every point on that offer, it's an FHA loan, our buyers will pay for FHA repairs. So your seller is not going to be on the hook if something has to be done. They did an appraisal gap. What that means is if it comes in under the appraised amount, then they'll pay the difference up to a certain point.
Because there were multiple offers, it went way above the list price.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that they, we're still going to be, a lot of times people say it's too high, we don't think it's going to appraise. So we wanted to make sure that they had that coverage in there. We did an inspection with no requests, and we ensured that seller's agent, we're not going to ask for anything. We just need to know what we're walking into, right? There are people that are saying we'll do it without an inspection. We would never recommend that to our buyers unless it's a seasoned buyer, maybe a builder or a contractor that knows what they know. We're not experts.
Yeah.
Construction, we're not inspectors. We stay in our lane. We really recommend.
You're experts in your lane.
Yes.
Let's clarify that.
Correct.
You are an expert in your lane, but you know your lane, and you bring in the
We're not
people.
contractors.
I'm not an attorney, I'm not a contractor, I'm not an inspector.
Right,
Exactly.
you got the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by the time we got all of that deal really put together in the best way, and we even had our mortgage person even had them already underwritten.
They could close in 2 weeks.
They could close, yeah. So it was a sweet deal, and we were way above asking. But 9 offers when it was all said and done. And we won that offer. When that agent called us, he said, tell your buyers, they have 2 bulldog agents that they're working with.
That's awesome.
So because we were on top of it, we were making sure that he understood what was inside of our offer.
And they're closing
So-
this Friday.
That's
This Friday.
That's so great.
So-
What a thrill.
It is.
So that's a little bit about a few things going on in our world right now.
Exciting.
All
And-
good.
And in the middle of our table here, we didn't mention this at the beginning, but we have this lovely, beautiful crystal award sitting in here. This year, NASBAR, the North Shore Barrington Association of Realtors, does a Circle of Excellence Awards every year. And Jasmine and I were voted Podcasters of the Year for our Realtor Association.
But we share that with you.
Obviously, you guys are part of that team.
All of us.
Yeah,
And I
but
think that's
it's-
one of the powerful things. I think the couple years we've been working together as a team has been fantastic, and a learning experience, but also a learning experience of how we can grow the podcast and learn from it. But just some of the amazing people that we've interviewed, some of the amazing professions I didn't know existed.
Yes.
Thus the name Help Nobody Told Me. Because I realized how many people I could now reach out to for people that need help.
Correct.
Because growing older, being a baby boomer, dealing with aging parents can easily be stressful and overwhelming. Selling a house, emptying a house, it could be dealing with families' legacies and heirlooms. It could be so emotional.
Absolutely. So tell us about an interesting story you had.
I think a couple.
The
Family.
one that was the post.
Someone went to a local coin store here in 2026, was told their 4 boxes of flatware were all silver plate. They were offered $40, and also needed an emergency dentist appointment. And the receptionist at the dentist recommended me for a second opinion.
Wow.
And once again, it's resources.
It's relationships.
It's relationships. People knowing you, liking you, trusting you to refer you.
Well, and you
And
are like
two
just
of
the most amazing networker I know.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's a gift.
it is a
I
gift.
think it's also a gift having this podcast and working with all of us together. So 2 of her 4 boxes were 80% pure silver, imported from the old country of Germany, where grandparents were. And instead of $40, she got $8,000 from me.
Wow.
So, and then
That's a little bit of a difference.
That a little bit.
From $40 to $8,000.
I know,
That's just a little.
And then one other one was an old family friend, actually a retired realtor from NASBAR, and she was hoping at our appointment, she was guessing that she'd get $1,500 to $2,000. Her husband, when I asked the question, first time ever when I asked someone to guess, he had a piece of paper in his pocket. He had written down a guess of $5,000. They were $35,700.
Wow.
Incredible.
And
Wow.
they said, we all, get some type. I don't think anyone is fearless and gets older and thinks about retirement years without any fear. And they got to a point where they said, we thought we were afraid we were going through money faster than we expected. We were confident our retirement was taken care of. And they said we were afraid we could one day run out of money and need our kids' help. And they said this is the nest egg that we feel we have enough
Wow.
to not have to
Jordan.
worry about reaching out to our
That's
friends.
amazing.
And that was your rewarding feel-good moment, I'm sure.
And I knew that,
Yeah.
one, that was great, but two, it was someone I
Yeah.
have known the family. It started with me knowing the daughter. She became a realtor of mine years and years ago, and they became like family friends, where if they ran into my parents at a restaurant, they knew each other on first name basis, and they were family friends.
Wow.
That's such a special story on so many levels.
Thank you. How about you, Mindy? Any stories for you?
There's a couple that come to mind. So, both of them are relatively recent. I was on vacation recently and got a phone call from somebody who was in a panic. They were supposed to move tomorrow. They thought they would have everything done, and they were nowhere near being done. And, they were like, oh, my, so-and-so recommended me, and I didn't even know who so-and-so was. It was just, but I was on vacation.
6 degrees of separation.
That's
kind
what
of thing.
it is. That's what it is.
And
But
we're
it's,
supposed to play dumb like we know the people.
well, no, I really didn't. But anyhow,
And
I was in California. This was happening here in the Chicago area. But I have a team, and so I was able to kind of finagle things around to get 2 people out to help this person. Very different circumstance, because I usually go in first and meet the client, and they were going in together without. But
Blind.
it worked out great, and they got her exactly where she needed and calmed her down, packed everything. She was ready to go. So that was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Very
And
cool that we
I
could,
think that's really interesting, because when we think about dealing with an organizer, we look at our house and you think about all the things that need to be done, and we think that's a long-term kind of thing. There's like planning to get ready, to get prepared. There's going to be pieces I have to be involved in. Like, we don't think about like calling an organizer on the spur of the moment. Even moving, that's a process, right?
Right. You have to
having
schedule it.
someone
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
the next day.
the next day. My schedule, and I tell everybody on my team, like if you want to have a very straight schedule and you know that you want consistency and you're not flexible, then you cannot work for me because our schedule changes all the time and we have to be flexible, and I move things around because I will bend over backwards for my clients and what their needs are.
Totally.
And so I will do it and I will make it happen. And another story that comes to mind is a recent one. A widow reached out to me, and after her husband passed away, she had 2 daughters that she was raising. All her energy went into that. I mean, how can it not be, right? Yeah. And she let her house slide. Let it slide. Don't put any energy into that.
Right.
But good for her. She's starting to come out of her grieving is turning a little bit of a corner, and she was ready to tackle her house. And so the first day, it's a multi-day project. It's going to go over several months. But the first day she was very apprehensive about having us in the house and wanted to make sure she was home the whole time and knew she had to leave at a certain time in order to pick up her daughter from school, and so wanted us out when she was leaving. And then the next day it was like, oh no, you can stay, I'll be back. And then anyway, it's evolved. Come whenever you want. You used the word safe before to describe how your clients felt with you, and when I'm talking about this with the girls on my team, creating that safe zone between us and our clients, I mean, is so important. And just to know that she now feels so safe and so trustworthy of us, so trusting of us. It's those little things. And you talk about Mother's Day. I mean, my phone was dinging nonstop on Mother's Day from my clients.
Wow.
It was just like, my kids were like, who is it now? And it was one after the other after the other. And it was just, I was extending it to them. I was hearing from clients I haven't heard from. I mean, it's just relationship. It's
a relationship.
Yes.
I think every listener knows realtors are on call 24/7. But you talked about how many people reached out to you on a Sunday. I keep being in awe of how many people reach out to me on Sunday. And I think that's just shows something about all of our team and our character of we're not working Monday through Friday 9 to 5.
Right.
You reach out to you at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Even on Mother's Day, chances are you're going to get a response.
Right. Yeah. So I think the recurring theme here was trust, relationships. That's really in all of our business what comes through in what we do and
the resources that we all have.
Yes.
So that you're out of town on vacation, you were able to have the resources to help a client.
Well, I think in the last 2 years, help nobody told me. So yes, we're sharing all this information with everybody who's listening, but we all have gained so much because our referral networks have expanded so much that now when our client needs something and it can be way out in left field, we have a resource for them.
You said we have you mentioned earlier today, we have had almost 100 interviews.
Yes, right.
It's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So hours and hours in the studio, prepping, getting questions ready, communicating, coordinating, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes into that. But we do it because we really want to be able to share those resources with the public and help people understand what's out there, because you really don't know what's out there. So we wanted to talk about a few of the things that we've done. One of the things was, what is your favorite episode that we've done?
Well, I did that one with you. Paula.
I knew you were going to say that.
I thought you were going to say that.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
Lake County Honor Flight.
It's
only Jordan's favorite because he saw me cry.
And you're not a crier.
Not many people see me cry.
You're not a crier either.
But that was real. That was real, and it just shows that these podcasts are real. They're not staged, and to be able to thank those that served our country.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, and often have not been recognized for their service to the country. And what also was amazing from that, they couldn't have been in the service for the last 50 years. That was 50 years or longer ago
Right.
to qualify for that honor flight.
Yeah. So most of them are in their 70s and 80s. So it's a pretty incredible program that they do. Who else has a favorite?
I feel like my favorite isn't just one, but it's a reoccurring theme that happened in so many interviews. It's learning what happened in that individual's life that turned them into whatever it is that they're doing. And
Yes.
I think that is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And not everybody's
They didn't all
journey.
start doing
Right.
what they're
Most
doing
of
today.
them are not in a
Right.
profession that they
Right.
grew up dreaming to be in.
Exactly. It's everybody, almost everybody that we talk to, whether they came on to talk about a personal experience or their profession or whatever, it's everybody has sort of evolved into what they're
Right.
doing,
They have a story.
and they have a story. And
Yes.
and the human interest of whether it's their business
I love
or
that.
they're sharing,
Yeah.
that's what really sticks out to me more than one individual.
Yeah.
I love that. Jasmine, do you have a favorite?
Well, I have several. I do think when we had Dr. Greg on,
I knew it.
the
I know you so well.
chiropractor, yeah, because I couldn't believe that I needed to go see him because I felt fine, but he touched on so many points that I was like, oh, I should probably go get checked out. And I made an appointment to go see him, I don't know, months later. I just set up an appointment. I remembered I set up an appointment, and it was for a couple weeks out. And that Monday morning, I was supposed to go see him. I woke up and I threw my back out. Like, it was the weirdest thing.
Oh, my
And he helped
gosh.
me, and yeah, so I had him come on a second time, but
And
yeah.
I've shared that episode about vertigo
Yeah.
so many times
Yeah.
with people. And to me, it's like a blessing to be able to have that at my fingertip.
Yes.
Because when someone is debilitated from vertigo, it's like
Yeah.
the end of the world for them.
I've shared that episode with a couple people
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Because the things he talks about with vertigo are not what you typically hear.
Exactly.
And really helpful.
Yeah.
Knock
Very
on wood,
helpful.
I haven't had to use that.
What is a takeaway from an episode that anyone maybe immediately took action on?
Well, that was one for me.
That was one for you.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Susie, the menopause doctor, I'm going to go see her after hearing everything that she talked about and the things that she said.
Upcoming episode.
Upcoming, yeah. Or maybe not, depending
Maybe.
on when things all
How
air.
about you, Shannon?
Gosh. I don't know. I don't know on that one. I don't know.
Recommending Michael Mann to a very close family member who doesn't remember if she had ever updated her Medicare. And she's 80 years old. And I gave this person, I made the appointment with Michael, shared the video, so when she met and talked with Michael, she was prepped.
Yeah. I do remember one because we had Kendra Martirosian on to talk about estate planning. And when I moved my parents up here, I actually took them to Kendra so that we could rework everything and make sure everything was in order.
Yeah.
So yes, I did act on one.
Yeah. Well, there's been, like Jordan just
There's
said,
so many.
100. It's hard to really
And I
think about.
I think the other piece is I've recommended so
Yes.
many of our guests.
Yes.
To people who are in certain situations.
Correct.
Yeah.
Obviously, as well as each other, obviously. What's the most surprising thing that you found about hosting a podcast?
I always feel like it's a little stressful. We're trying to line up our guests for the next recording session because we do like 8, 9 recordings in one session
One day.
in one day.
Right.
And so it's very stressful to make sure we can get them here, get them in the time they want. Sometimes they have to switch the time. And it's a little bit of juggling. We get it done. And I always feel afterwards, we all are just so grateful for doing this. Like the feeling we all have. I remember the first time we went out and got a glass of wine. I think
Yes.
we had to leave.
Yes.
But it's just like, wow, this was so cool.
It's always a great day.
It is always a great day.
I'm in line and saying I feel like we're sort of like in a marriage a little bit, where we are getting along.
Yes.
It's growing
A
together.
quadruple.
I think that's illegal here in Illinois.
But we all get along. We don't fight. And yes, there's some stress. But when we're together here for 8 or 9 hours on a day, I don't remember a fight
No, we feel happy.
or stress. And yes, at the end of the day, it's like, one time, a couple of us couldn't make it. It was 2 of us, but it went smoothly.
Yeah.
We overcame it. And at the end of the day, it was like, it was no big deal. It
Yeah.
goes like clockwork. And yes, it's like a burst of energy at the end of the day, knowing that we're making a difference.
And a lot of that speaks to the time that goes into getting it prepped and ready.
Yes.
Jasmine does a lot of the prep and has a lot of it organized. She's the organizer. She likes her lists and everything.
No,
That's
you're the
why I work with her.
But you're the organizer of that.
Yes.
The interviews.
But it's
I
also
say to
like
her
we-
often, many days in our relationship, what's on our list today?
I'm the list maker.
And if I make a list, she always compliments me. Ooh, you're making a list. It's not my thing.
But I do think we need to talk about our newest addition to this podcast.
We have a new team member?
No.
Oh, what?
We have a website.
Whoa!
We
Yay!
finally
It
put together a
launched
website.
Monday. We're so excited.
And what is the website address for people to check us out?
HelpNobodyToldMe.com.
Oh, there you go.
Easy.
How original was that?
I know. But here's what's the best thing about the website. You can get a hold of any of us. You can rewatch any of the episodes. You have contact information for all of our guests should you need their help or are interested in finding out more about that topic. So that's going to live forever, and I'm really proud about that, and we can't wait to grow it. We're going to have blogs. You can sign up and get an email from us. So it's evolving. It just started just like our podcast did 2 years ago.
Right. So we're super excited about that.
Very excited.
Yeah.
It's a new
So-
fun element
Yes,
for us.
absolutely.
Yes.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it's another way of us reaching more people,
Yeah.
because we know, we truly believe we can make the world a better place, and helping the process of aging and dealing with aging parents or being part of the sandwich generation to be easier.
Absolutely.
It's all about life transitions.
Yep.
So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about what's going on in all of our lives and some of the things that we've enjoyed about doing our podcast. And you will tune in for another episode of Help
Help?
Nobody
Nobody
Told
told
Me.
me.